Today I'm going to be demonstrating a think aloud strategy on a math word problem that involves finding the perimeter of a rectangle given the length and the width. This strategy allows me to show students ways to approach the word problem and how they can pick out some important words, important terminology, and figure out exactly what they know from the problem and what they need to figure out from the problem and the steps that they need to take to solve. So today I'm going to be working out a math word problem. As I'm working it out, you're going to hear me talking, and those are my thoughts about what's happening in the word problem. And I'm going to be thinking about what I need to pull out, what information I already know, and what steps I need to take to solve the problem, what it's asking me to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the problem. So we're going to read all the way down. Sally has a rectangular garden in her backyard. Her garden is 10 feet long and 5 feet wide. What is the perimeter of Sally's garden? So now I'm going to go back, and I know there were some important things in there, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to underline, and I'm going to point out what's the important stuff that we need to use. So Sally has a rectangular garden. I know that rectangular means rectangle. So I know that the garden is going to be in the shape of a rectangle. I know a rectangle has 4 sides, and I know that has 2 longer sides and then 2 shorter sides. So I know it's going to be a rectangle. She has a rectangular garden in her backyard. Not really important that it's in her backyard. So her garden is 10 feet long. So 10 feet long. I know that my rectangle, I said that it's going to have 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides. So 10 feet long, that's probably going to be the longer side of the rectangle. So that's pretty important. We need to have that. So 10 feet long and 5 feet wide. So if that's the longer side, then 5 feet wide is probably going to be the shorter sides of the rectangle, because I know that the long sides are equal to each other and the shorter sides are equal to each other. So we have this information. We know we have a rectangle. We know it's 10 feet long. We know it's 5 feet wide. So what does it want us to do with this information that we have? So it's asking us, what is the perimeter of Sally's garden? So it wants us to know the perimeter. Now, perimeter, I know that perimeter is the distance around an object. So our object in this case is her rectangular garden. So we're trying to find, let's read again, what is the perimeter of Sally's garden? We want to find the distance around Sally's garden. And we know that her garden is a rectangle. So we want to find the distance around this rectangle. So we have the information that we need and we know what it's asking us, but it's kind of hard to visualize it. So maybe we can draw a picture. So let's read. Sally has a rectangular garden. So we said we know it's a rectangle. So let's draw the garden. So we've got a rectangular garden. Here's Sally's garden. Her garden is 10 feet long. So we said we know that it's got 2 longer sides, 2 shorter sides. And we know it's 10 feet long. So we know that the length, or how long it is 10 feet. So the length is going to be 10 feet. And we know that the long side here is equal to the long side down here. So if this is 10 feet, then this has to be 10 feet too. And it's 5 feet wide. So if it's 5 feet wide, that means the width, or how wide it is, would be here, the shorter side. So if this side's 5 feet, we know that this side is equal, it's the same. That means this side is going to be 5 feet. So now we have all the sides accounted for. We know what the distance of each side is. So now we can find the perimeter. We can find the distance around the shape. So to find the distance around the shape, we're just going to add them together. So let's start here. We've got 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5. And I like to circle them because I want to make sure that I've already gotten that one. I've gotten that one, gotten it, gotten it. So we've got all of the sides accounted for down here. So now we just need to add them together. So 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 10 is 25. And 25 plus 5 is 30. So we know that the perimeter is going to be 30. But with perimeter is the distance. So it's important that we put that it's 30 feet. See how all of these are feet? It's important that we put 30 feet. So we know that the perimeter equals 30 feet.